Hi, Viv going live from York. Only a bit late. I've been out celebrating my son's birthday. And it's funny talking about abundance because I've just eaten way too much food. But I was talking with the people who we were celebrating with about what I was going to do my live about because I had an idea, but just didn't feel like what I wanted to talk about today. And I had a quick look on my phone and I've now got a shortcut to my abundance spreadsheet. So I thought I'd tell you all about it. So it was something I did a while ago, but for some reason I got out of the habit of it. I don't know if it's because my phone got changed or whatever and it's not automatically downloaded by Google. So I probably forgot. And it got me thinking the other day. I've been doing some journaling and other stuff. And so I've started it back up again. But I think what annoyed me about how I was using it before is a lot of these things are about people who talk about keeping an eye on where you're sort of, it's always money orientated is sort of where I was going to get to. So quite often when people talk about keeping an eye on abundance, they're talking about money. So, which is why I obviously put it in a spreadsheet. I am obsessed with spreadsheets. You don't have to do it in a spreadsheet. You can just keep a tally in a book. So basically the premise is that when you save money on something, you make a note of what you've saved in a notebook, which is why people use a spreadsheet, and then you total it up at the end of the month. And then you go, wow, look how much money I've saved, sort of thing. And so that's what I'd started doing. But what I've added recently is where I've sort of saved time as well as where I've saved money. And I'm also thinking about maybe extending it into other things. And also I've noticed that when I'm sort of feeling low in energy, for example, obviously I use oils and people use different things to get their energy back up. So I'm actually going to maybe keep a tally on sort of what oils I'm using and how much more energy it gives me, i.e. how much more time it gives me, or if I get things done more, or etc, etc. So basically I've set up this spreadsheet and it's got some tabs along the bottom. So for the money one, it's quite easy. So we went out for a meal recently and obviously they were doing the 50% off. So I put the 50% in there that we'd saved. And then if I find any money in my bag or any money down the sofa, or get a deal on something, or I've just bought 2 things from Amazon recently and they both came with some marks on them, so I got some of the money back. So I put that sort of thing in because it's quite interesting when you start looking at it. And the idea is, if you're in that sort of abundant mindset and you're attracting money to you, but you're also saying thank you for the money you've attracted back to you, you're more likely to get more. So that's the premise behind it. So I thought it'd be nice to do it for time and maybe some other bits and pieces. So I'm going to sort of experiment. And it came up because I haven't really been doing my gratitude box as much as I was doing because I've been doing a bit more journaling. And so it was just an easier way to sort of do that thing. So I'm thinking of maybe moving my gratitude journal across to there as well, just because obviously I'm using the spreadsheet and it's on the front of my phone. But I just thought the other ways, obviously, abundance is to thank the universe for already having the thing that you want, if you see what I mean. But there is a lot of stuff. I'm not an expert in this. It's just something I've done because the spreadsheet was a really, really easy way of doing it. And actually there's a few oils of abundance as well. So wild orange is one of them, which is one of my favourite oils, and I put in chocolates. And I was talking to somebody about that today as well, and it was quite interesting because orange is useful for so many different things. So you think actually it is quite an abundant oil because you can use it in food. Obviously people know that because it's orange. It's really uplifting because it's one of the citrus oils. It's good for cleaning. It's good for sort of refreshing everything. Lots of people, even if they don't like some of the other citrus oils because they're quite sharp, obviously wild orange is quite a sweet one. So even if you don't like lemon or lime or bergamot or any of those, then it's one of the sort of most favourite oils, although I do know some people who don't like it that much, but it is one of the... So that's one of the oils of abundance. So it's something that I've been thinking, yeah, I should be looking at what do I want more of and maybe using that a bit more strategically. But obviously, one of the things that I remember from being brought up religious was thanking the Lord for stuff. And then I remember listening to somebody say you should actually thank the Lord for things you haven't even got yet and assume you're going to get them. So even when I was being brought up, that sort of abundant way of having gratitude for stuff that you want but haven't got yet was even sort of in that religious upbringing I had as well, which was really interesting when I started looking into sort of thinking more abundantly. So I just thought I'd put those out there. So I've started a spreadsheet, but obviously a book is a good way. It is a really good way to log sort of any money that comes back to you or you weren't expecting, and then looking at it at the end of the month, it is actually quite good fun to look at, because you're like, wow, I hadn't realised that. And the more that you acknowledge that and thank for that, supposedly the more that you attract in. And then obviously thanking for things that you haven't got yet, but with a true belief of gratitude in getting those things in another really good way. So that's a really good thing to do in a journaling capacity if you do like morning pages, or I tend to do my journaling before going to bed. So thanking the universe for what I don't have but I want, if you see what I mean, but in a genuinely excited way. And then using oils. So I had a quick look, because I do like to see what other people are talking about. So wild orange is a sort of really good one, and quite nicely a cheap oil that you can get. But cumin and linseed are supposedly really good for abundant thinking as well. So if you have, well, I know that I think I've got linseed, I don't know how you pronounce it, somewhere. So I'm thinking, oh, I might start having a look at using that a bit more then. So I thought I'd just give those tips because it was in my brain, and as I said, it's a little spreadsheet on the front of my phone, so it's there just staring me in the face. So even having it on the front of my phone, I'm like, oh yeah, abundance, awesome, you know, it just gets you in the right mindset. So I thought I would share that with you all. I'm now going to go and sit down because I've had way too much of abundance of very nice food that my mum made, so I'm going to go and sit down and rest. Take care, everybody. Remember that you're all awesome. If you want to talk to me about oils or shamanic stuff, or any of the dreaming or journaling or any of the crazy things I'm doing at the moment, then you know I'm always happy to talk about it. So just get in touch, and take care, everybody, and remember you're all amazing. Okay, bye.